Hey everybody, how's it going? Marcos Villegas here with Jose Benavidez Sr. in Los Angeles. Jose, wanted to talk to you about a bunch of things. First off, Rayo fighting this weekend, but he had a little run-in with Rolly. Were you there? And if you were, like, what happened there?
Yeah, well, first of all, I want to thank the fans. I want to thank you guys, and I want to send a big shout out to Rolly Romero, his father. I really like these guys, man. But this is what happens in boxing, they're in the same weight, and they're always talking shit. Me, I don't like to be in the middle. We do our job, and Rayo wants to fight him, and I think Rolly's a great fighter, man. He's a very dangerous fighter. All my respects, but at the end of the day, we would love to make a fight with Rolly Romero.
What happened at the hotel? Like, were they just like chirping at each other, or?
I wasn't there, I did see the video when they were talking shit, but at the end of the day, like I said, it's normal for these fighters to do that. They're on the same weight. They want to get in the ring. Rayo wants to get in the ring, so I'll back them up 100%. No disrespect to Rolly, and hopefully we can make that fight happen. We're in the same company, so it should be an easy fight to make.
I would think that someone in Rolly's position would say, like, hey, no, he needs to build his name up more. Like, I fought Tank already. I'm at a point where I could headline shows on myself. What do you guys need to do in order to entice someone like a Rolly, or even get other guys in the division to go and want to fight someone like Rayo?
Well, everybody says that, You need to step up. You need to do your dues. You gotta work harder. To deserve to fight. That's what people said today too. They asked him about Rayo, and he says no. He has to do his dues. He's not at my level, whatever. So at the end of the day, to me, I feel happy because they're scared. They're scared to face Jose Valenzuela. He's a good fighter, a dangerous fighter too. They don't want to step in with Jose Valenzuela. So it makes me happy. We're cool. We're relaxed. We're waiting for our opportunities. If there was something that would happen with Pitbull's fighter, we'll definitely step in there. No problem. He's a dangerous fighter. He's a good fighter, but we're willing to take those risks and opportunities.
You want everybody for him at 135 pounds, and it's a crowded field right now with Devin Haney as the undisputed champion. Obviously, Devin's the undisputed champion. He's the number one, but like between all those guys, Ryan, Devin, Gervonta, the others, Pitbull, Cruz, when the smoke settles, who do you think is going to be the guy that kind of emerges as the top outside of Devin if he moves up?
All these fighters at 135, they're the ones that you mentioned. They're great fighters, man. To be honest, they're all in the mix. Hopefully, we can see these fights until they fight. We don't know what's going to happen, But hopefully, they make these fights happen. These are the fights that, as fans, we want to see, and they're all dangerous fights. So I think 135 is stacked, and hopefully they could definitely make these fights.
In your opinion, is Devin the best at 135 pounds? Like, do you have to call him the best because he's undisputed?
I call him the best. He has all the belts. He proved himself. He won. He has a rematch coming up, and you can't take that away from him. Whatever I say, whatever people say, he's the champion. He has all the belts. Whatever he did worked, and him and his father, big shout out, great job. And I like him. And as long as he stays focused and motivated, I think he's going to continue holding those belts.
A lot of fans would not argue, but they would mention Tank as the best at 135 pounds.
To me, he has all the belts. I mean, whatever people say or Tank Davis thinks, he has all the belts. A fight together, I think they should make that fight and fight each other and see who's the best. That would be a great fight, bro. That would be something that I'm very interested in.
How would you break that fight down between Devin and Tank?
Woo, man, that would be a very interesting fight because I believe that David Haney is a counterpuncher, a boxer. Tank comes forward, So whoever comes, I would say, in my opinion, Tank Davis has a little bit more experience. He's fought more people, so he has the more experience. But at the end of the day, David Haney is very smart. He moves around and he knows how to use his jab and combinations. So, man, it's a hard fight. I would definitely love to see that fight for sure.
No, it's a great fight if it happens, but the business of boxing, it's not very likely, to be honest.
Yeah, like you said, the things with boxing, you have David Benavidez and Canelo. That's the fight that people want to see, but boxing is funny. So, there you go. So it's hard, So hopefully, they could get with each other and make these fights happen. And I think at the end of the day, if the fighter wants a fight, it could definitely happen.
Since you brought it up, and I know you've been asked this the whole week, Canelo not doubling down, but reaffirming that he doesn't want to fight any other Mexican fighters. David, like you mentioned, everybody wants to see him and Canelo. Like, do you think when he says that, like he's genuine, that Canelo's coming from a genuine place, not that like he doesn't want to fight Mexican fighters because that style is problematic, but because like he doesn't want to like push them down like any other Mexican fighters?
Well, you think that he cares about the fighters? He cares about himself. He cares about making money. He cares about him being the best. Those were just excuses, man. I never in my life heard a champion. If he wants to be like Julio Cesar Chavez, to me, Julio Cesar Chavez is the best that Mexico has ever given. Follow with other good fighters too, but in my opinion, that's what he wants to be like Julio Cesar. He would never be like Julio Cesar Chavez because Julio Cesar Chavez fought black, Mexican, Puerto Ricans, anybody. And this guy is saying that he will not fight any Mexicans. Now he's saying if what's his name, Zurdo Ramirez beats Bivol, he's not gonna fight him. He's not gonna fight Mexicans. To me, that's, I have no respect for this guy, bro. Champions fight anybody. It doesn't matter. So if you think that you can beat David, why don't you come and shut me up? Fight him. But what it is, he's scared of fighting David Benavidez, And that's what it is, If David was so easy, he wouldn't care if it was Mexican, black, or whatever. But he knows that David's stronger, he's bigger, and he's hungrier, I have a lot of respect for him. Right now, I think I wouldn't call him pound for pound because he lost to Bivol, But he's a dangerous fighter. And we're not afraid to take challenges like that and risk our undefeated record, with somebody like him, But he just doesn't want to take the opportunity or the risk to losing to David Benavidez and take all his fame. He lost to Bivol, not a problem. If he loses to David, David becomes a superstar and he's forgotten. That's what I think.
You think that's what it is?
That's what it is.
Because, a lot of people looking at the career of Canelo would say, like, hey, he's fought everybody. He's not scared to fight anybody. But then again, though, he is coming to the later part of his career.
You're telling me that he's not scared of anybody. He fought everybody. He's a champion. He should fight. We were the eliminator for the WBC. Now we're the interim champion for the WBC. It should be a mandatory. It's been a mandatory for a long time. And now I just don't understand. Why not fight David Benavidez? Come, shut us up, and show the people that you can beat David Benavidez. I think he's scared, He knows that he can't beat David Benavidez, So that's why he's making all these excuses, I never heard a champion say that before. We're here to fight anybody. Any Charlo, Caleb Plant, David Morrell, Canelo. We're not here, This is what we do. We work hard and we want to make history. In order to make history, we got to beat all these guys. And other new hungry fighters will come. We have to fight them too if we have those belts. I think that he has those belts hostage, and he does whatever he wants to do. And he don't care. He don't care about what people say. And that's why he doesn't get the respect he deserves.
The other two people that are always mentioned, and you mentioned them, is Charlo and Caleb Plant. Like, have you directly gone to PBC or Al and said yo, why isn't this fight being made? Because those two fights are huge pay-per-view fights that will actually sell well on pay-per-view.
Well, every time you talk to Caleb Plant, he fucking tries to say something, He says he's going to come back, he's going to fight nothing but the best. But when you mention David Benavidez, he starts saying shit, crazy shit. When you fight, when we go to Charlo, even when he was with Mike Tyson, Mike Tyson fucking named that guy, the Mexican monster. He didn't even have the balls to mention David Benavidez because he's fucking scared. So all these guys right now, it's all about money now. They just want a guarantee win. We don't give a fuck about that. We don't care about our undefeated record. We're here to fucking give the fights what they want. A good fight. These people work so hard, to buy pay-per-views and pay Showtime and all these channels, So why not give them what they want, and I feel happy because all these guys, are running from Team Benavidez. I got fighters, I got hungry fighters that are willing to fight anybody.
I see you guys kind of in a similar position that Golovkin was maybe 6-7 years ago when he was putting pressure on Sergio Martinez to go and fight, and nothing was coming, and he was just trucked along and just got to a point where there's no way that Canelo or these other guys could avoid him. I think you guys are very, very close to that with him being the interim champ in that position. Not the interim champ, but in the position.
To be honest with you, I'll tell you right now, I'll tell all the people that fight Canelo, David Benavidez is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to, I guarantee you it's not going to happen because David's only 25 years old. Canelo's what, 30-something years old? You know, he's more focused on playing golf, and he has other businesses. Don't get me wrong, he's done a lot for the sport. To get where he's at will be super hard because he has accomplished. But you got to remember, wear and tear on your body, man. You know, he's not the same. You saw him when he fought B-Ball. He got fucking his ass kicked. I don't know how he was thinking he won that fight. He wants to fight Usyk now? He's fucking delusional, fucking crazy. Fight David Benavidez, somebody your own weight, you know, somebody young, somebody strong, you know. He wanted to fight heavyweight. He will get destroyed by Usyk, bro. Come on, bro. You know, he's only talking shit, you know, just to get away from these fights, you know. At the end of the day, like I said, we're here. Let's make this fight happen. I don't think he's fucking chicken. You know, he doesn't want to make this fight. You know, he's afraid of David. You know, now when you ask him about David, he gets mad. Why would you get mad? You know, come and shut us up, you know. You're the best. You know, you got all the belts. I think a fight with him, it's a very dangerous fight for us. I'll tell you that. But we're going to fucking work hard. We're going to try to knock him out. We're going to try to beat him. We're taking all those belts away from him. And he knows that. That's why he doesn't want to fight with David. That simple as that.
So if things go the way you think they will, where the fight doesn't happen, which fingers crossed that you're wrong and the fight does happen. But like, what route does David go then? Does he start moving up to 175?
Thank Al Heyman for doing what he's doing with David. You know, he's keeping him active. You know, he has a fight coming up on November, December. We're really close on closing the deal with that. He's busy. He's very busy. He's only 25 years old. Canelo's 30-something years old, bro. There's a way that all these organizations can put a little bit more pressure for him to fight. You know, you can't fool the fanatics of boxing, bro. Come on, you can only do it for a little bit, you know. But they are gonna demand those fights, you know. And people, like I said, they work so hard to make this fight happen. I mean, to pay the fights. He's gonna have to leave those belts or step up to. He said he was gonna go to fight heavyweight. That's why we got the interim. Guess what? He gets his ass beat and he comes back to 168. So, I mean, he's going to have to go somewhere, you know, or retire. That's what I'm thinking.
Or if Zurdo does go ahead and beat Bivol, which that's a tough fight for Zurdo, I guess you guys could move up to 175, right?
That's what I'm saying. You know, we're not afraid to fight nobody. I'm not going to say, you know, if somebody wants to fight, even though they're not there at that level, you know, like Morrell. I don't think he's at that level right now, you know. Fuck, yeah, we'll fight him. Let's make it happen. Or whoever wants to fight David, you know, we'll make it happen. If they're better than us, let's fucking make it happen, you know. You will never hear me trying to say, oh, no, we're not going to fight this guy. You know, he has to do his dues. He has to deserve to fight, you know. We fight anybody, bro. So that means, you know, that we're confident of what we do. And if we lose or not, it doesn't matter. That's what we're here for, you know, to make history and, you know, fight the best in order to get to all the fans' heart, you know. That's what we're looking for. So it doesn't matter. Pacquiao lost fights, you know, and he was still the people's champ, you know, and that's what they love, you know. All these dogs that are running around and they just want to make money and they're, you know, saying a lot of shit that, you know, they'll fight the best, but when it comes time to fighting the best, they just disappear, you know. So, you know, I mean, we're not like that, and I hope I never become like these fighters.
If, say like in a year from now, we're still talking about the same stuff and these fights don't happen, do you think by that point you guys will move up to 175 to get a different division?
I'll be honest with you, man. You know, David feels really good at 168. We're thinking about 3 fights, you know, working on a deal for 3 fights, and hopefully everything goes well and stay at 168, no problem. But if there was a fight with B-Ball or Sudo Ramirez next, we'll definitely take that fight. We're willing to do that, you know. These are great fighters, very dangerous fighters. But like I said, we want to make history, you know. We want to stay active. We want to give the people what they want, good fights, you know. And you've been hearing me trying to get all these fights with everybody. And I gotta give my respects to, you know, the one that we just fought. What's his name? Lemieux. My respects. You know, they got balls to accept these fights, and whoever's been fighting with David, you know, and now we got other fighters that want to fight David, you know, and my respects to them, because all these other guys that call themselves champions or the boogeymans or 168 or 175, they don't want to fight them. You know, hopefully Bebo has the balls. Hopefully Surdo Ramirez has the balls, and we could definitely fight at 168, 175. No problem. We're not afraid of them. You know?
All right. Jose, thank you, man. Good stuff. Good chatting with you. Thank you so much. Here in Los Angeles, Marcos Villegas, Jose Benavidez Sr. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for watching this video, and make sure to subscribe for more videos of your favorite fighters over here on Fight Up TV, and give us a follow online as well at Fight Up TV on Twitter and on Instagram. We appreciate it, guys.